What if I told you that during World War II, when cities were bombed, fuel was rationed, and winter meant death for the unprepared, civilians across Europe learned how to stay warm all night with a single log of wood? No electricity, no central heating, no modern insulation, just knowledge. So why don't we use this today? During World War II, coal disappeared. Gas was seized for the military, electric grids failed, families were left with freezing rooms, and a choice: burn through precious firewood in hours, or learn how to make one log last the entire night. This wasn't folklore, it wasn't superstition. It was applied physics, learned the hard way, and today it's almost completely forgotten. By the early years of the war, civilians across Germany, Britain, France and Eastern Europe faced brutal winters. Bombings destroyed infrastructure, rail lines failed, fuel deliveries stopped. In some cities, there was no heating at all. People froze inside their own homes. Children slept fully dressed. Water froze in kitchen sinks. Hospitals rationed warmth like medicine. And yet, some households survived winter nights with astonishing efficiency. Not because they had more fuel, but because they understood how fire actually works. Here's the lie most of us still believe. More fire means more warmth. But fire doesn't heat your home. Combustion speed does. Burn wood fast and you get a burst of heat, followed by cold. Burn it slow and heat becomes time itself. World War II civilians didn't just burn fires, they controlled reactions. The trick was almost embarrassingly simple. They used one thick hardwood log, oak, beech, ash, dense woods meant to last. But instead of placing it flat in the hearth, they stood it upright. Why? Because fire doesn't like to burn downward. It climbs. By lighting the top of the log, not the bottom, the flame was forced to consume wood millimetre by millimetre. Not a roaring fire, not sparks and drama. Just 8, 10, sometimes 12 hours of steady, controlled warmth. One log, one night. They didn't have textbooks. They didn't have lab equipment, but they understood reality. Heat rises, oxygen feeds flame from above. As the top burned, it created charcoal beneath, and charcoal burns slower than raw wood. That charcoal acted like a thermal battery. Instead of flames racing through the fuel, the log smouldered, radiating warmth, minimal smoke, minimal waste. Modern fireplaces often do the opposite, burning fast and sending most of the heat straight up the chimney. So, why don't we learn this today? Why wasn't it passed down? After the war came abundance, cheap fuel, central heating, push-button comfort. Knowledge that helped people survive scarcity became, well, inconvenient. A system built on consumption doesn't reward efficiency, so it forgets it. The one-log fire wasn't the only trick. Civilians also used clay and brick heat sinks to store warmth overnight, metal reflector plates behind stoves to push heat forward, sealed room living, heating one space instead of an entire house, and night fire timing, lighting just before sleep, to maximize retention. Nothing advanced, nothing high-tech, just systems designed around scarcity, not convenience. Ask yourself, what knowledge are we losing right now because it doesn't fit modern life? What skills would suddenly matter if systems failed? WWII civilians didn't survive because they were tougher. They survived because they paid attention and adapted, and that knowledge still works. One log, one night, one forgotten lesson. In a world obsessed with more, they mastered enough. The question isn't whether this works. The question is, what else have we forgotten that we may need again? Please remember to subscribe.